everyone. So we stumbled upon this tonight. We decided to come out to the beach this evening, and on our way back from the beach, we stumbled upon this crazy fiesta, parade, altar Día de Muertos type stuff.
I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in and say it's going down in the hood tonight.
Yeah,
everybody's
crazy.
partying. It's like a big festival happening. There's all kinds of fun stuff for the kids, extra food vendors, police driving by us right now, so there's also like extra stuff. But it's just, we had a late evening at the beach and we got back and stumbled upon this, and it's awesome. We're excited.
Yay.
Las buscas allá en mi cuarto ahí. Les voy a hacer un canto. Este canto es para las ánimas que el día de hoy están acá libres, ¿verdad? Dice, mis pancitos te ototati, mis pancitos te otopi, mis pancitos te oiwanse, y palnemo wali, en el Mictlán el águila de Moctezuma, ay por si fuera grande señor y defensor, fuera grande señor y defensor de los cuatro celebrando que hicieron un trabajo maravilloso, ¿verdad? Que nos dejaron un conocimiento, que nos dejaron muchas ciencias también. Nuestros abuelos eran grandes científicos, de los mejores que han existido en toda la historia del planeta y en toda la historia de la humanidad. Nuestros abuelos eran de esos. Solamente hay 6 civilizaciones madres. Solamente hay 6: Asia, India, Egipto, Mesopotamia, la zona andina y el Anáhuac. Ese es el nombre de este continente. Por más de 20,000 años se ha llamado Anáhuac. Solamente menos de 500 años que se llama Mesoamérica o América, ¿verdad? Pero de ahí en fuera siempre ha sido Semanagua. Pásale el sombrerito, carnal.
Hey, so we just got in the middle of an awesome little Mayan Día de los Muertos, I don't even know what to call it, ceremony. It was pretty magical. I got to videotape it and it was very spiritual.
So we thought Day of the Dead was over because kind of technically on most accounts it's November 1st and 2nd, right after Halloween, and we saw a few things here in the pueblo, but we kind of thought that it was just going to be low key just because of this particular region may not celebrate it as much as others, and we were wrong because tonight it's going down in the pueblo. We had a good time.
Bye for now.
So some of you guys may have heard of Day of the Dead before. It's kind of it's a holiday here in Mexico that's kind of, you know, picked up a little momentum and gaining a little bit of knowledge worldwide, and particularly in the US. So you may have heard of it before. It's often associated with Halloween for a few different reasons. One being that it's the day after Halloween. It's actually 2 days. It's November 1st and 2nd, so it's right after October 31st, Halloween. Another reason is because it kind of has a little bit of a scary element to it with all the skulls and skeletons and you know, just generally being about the dead. But it really has nothing to do with Halloween. What it is a day where they remember and honor their loved ones who have passed away. And there's also some myths and kind of more intricate, detailed stories about it, how on the first night at midnight the heavens kind of open up and the children who have passed away are able to come back and visit with their loved ones. And then also the following day, that's kind of more so the same thing but for the adults. And so what people do in all different parts of Mexico is kind of various. Not everywhere puts on a big, huge celebration, and some places are more so into the extravagance of you know, building these big, huge altars and murals and sculptures and all this. In this part of Mexico, being that there's Mayan influence and a slightly less colonial, it's kind of got more of a mix of a Indian and Spanish traditional type celebration. We got to experience an incredible ceremony where they had built an altar to their fallen, their deceased loved ones, and you know, on the altar they place all kind of fruits and food and drinks and just everything that deceased person loved in life. They put on the altar to, you know, kind of give to them as an offering on the Day of the Dead. And April and I think it's beautiful. You know, my dad passed away when I was young, and she's part Mexican, and her grandmother recently passed away. So it's a special time for us. Getting to be a part of that ceremony the other night was pretty magical. And yeah, Day of the Dead's a pretty special thing here in Mexico.
So I'm half Mexican. My mom is Mexican. I don't know exactly where her mother and father's families came from. Well, my grandfather actually came over illegal and then became legal when he was a kid. So I think they're from the state of Nuevo Leon. So it's right on the border of Mexico and Texas. So being here in Mexico is special to me because I had such a huge Mexican influence growing up. And I was very close to my grandmother, my Mexican grandmother. She passed away 2 years ago. So when we went to Jocotepec and we you know, I sat in the plaza while Dan chased Bob around. And it brought me to tears because it made me feel so close to my grandmother. You know, seeing all of the other grandmothers, abuelitas, as they say in Spanish, you know, walking around, so cute, holding their grandkids' hands, you know, walking with their daughters, or their sons, you know. It was such a special moment, and I knew, like, that was the very moment that I knew this is where we're supposed to be, and this is what we're supposed to be doing in our life. And when we got here, we were so excited because we were going to spend Day of the Dead here in Mexico. And I'd never really experienced any holiday outside of the U.S. and Day of the Dead is something really cool. So that was so amazing. My grandmother, before she passed away, told me we had a small percentage of Mayan in us. I mean, it's probably like, I don't even look a lick of Mayan at all. So that's interesting. I don't even look Mexican. I look like a white version of my mom. Seeing the Mayan, like, and the little kids, you know, drum away was so amazing. It literally brought me to tears because it was just such a spiritual moment, seeing that and being a part of it, seeing all the locals. It was such a cool experience, and Bob got to experience it. And for him to see something totally different than he's ever experienced, you know, was really amazing. Because, you know, he remembers Halloween last year. That's probably the only Halloween he remembers, you know, when he was 3. And I'm glad that my sons get to experience that. You know, it's a part of their heritage.